new details come to light.
The subject conducted more than 60 searches related to President Biden and former President Trump.
On the Donald Trump assassination attempt, a young survivor.
I'm grateful my grandbabies are alive.
How a little girl saved her own life and the lives of others. An infection arises at a Jacksonville zoo.
Resistant Shigella is a growing problem.
And it's lethal. And another teen dies on the football field.
And it's going to impact a lot of people.
The growing concerns on parents letting their children continue to play the sport. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Alejandro Marquina.
I'm Valentina Gaspari. Today's Thursday, August 29th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
New images from Trump's assassination attempt released by the FBI add to the shooting investigation. The new information includes shooter Thomas Matthew Crook's internet searches and photos of explosives he had in his car.
CNN's Cheryl Hubbard has more on the details.
The FBI says when Thomas Matthew Crooks approached Donald Trump's July 13th Butler, Pennsylvania rally, the 20-year-old brought his backpack and this rifle. They also revealed his internet search history.
He specifically searched for, quote, how far was Oswald from Kennedy?
Also released photos of two improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, discovered in Crook's car trunk. The FBI says Crooks had been researching the devices as early as September 2019.
These searches specifically included, quote, how to make a bomb from fertilizer, and, quote, how do remote detonators work?
After Donald Trump was nearly assassinated, Crooks himself was killed. The FBI says from a single gunshot wound to the head. In an interview with Dr. Phil, Trump claimed that both President Joe Biden and VP Kamala Harris bear some responsibility for the assassination attempt.
I think to a certain extent it's Biden's fault and Harris's fault. And I'm the opponent. Look, they were weaponizing government against me.
Monday, a bipartisan congressional task force investigating the shooting did a site visit of the Butler Farm Show grounds. In Wednesday's FBI briefing, officials said Crooks had researched both Democratic and Republican campaign events before the attack.
The subject conducted more than 60 searches related to President Biden and former President Trump.
I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
After he suspended his presidential campaign last week, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he's been asked to serve on former President Donald Trump's transition team, and this is all if he's reelected. Transition teams aid in the selection of people to serve in presidential administrations. RFK Jr. made the comment in an interview with conservative talk show host Tucker Carlson this past Monday. However, Trump's campaign has not yet confirmed Kennedy's claim.
The U.S. Supreme Court has declined to lift a sweeping block on President Joe Biden's student loan repayment plan. The SAFE plan aimed to cut down monthly payments and quicken the path to loan forgiveness. But this past Wednesday, the High Court turned down requests from Biden's administration to continue implementing the plan. Wednesday's order has no immediate effect on the 8 million borrowers currently enrolled in the program.
The attorneys for convicted killer Lauren Cole are requesting for the U.S. Supreme Court to halt his execution in Florida. Cole was sent to death row for the 1994 murder of a Florida State University student. Cole is scheduled to be put to death by lethal injection on Thursday night. Cole's attorneys say that his Parkinson's disease and symptoms would make the execution impossible to safely and humanly carry out. Attorneys for the state of Florida, however, argue that the execution should not be delayed.
There you go.
And a truly miracle as this morning, a 12-year-old girl is recovering after she and her 4 dogs made it out alive from a house fire. WBBH Hope Solomon spoke to the girl's grandmother and has more on this story.
From the outside, you can see all of the damage there is to the garage, but once you get inside, there are multiple holes in the ceiling to let all of that smoke out, and there was a 12-year-old girl who was home alone. She saved their 4 dogs when the smoke filled the house.
I'm grateful my grandbabies are alive. I'm grateful the dogs made it out.
Connie Callahan says her 12-year-old granddaughter and the family's 4 dogs were inside when the smoke started to fill the home on Southwest 7th Place, just off Skyline Boulevard. She says one of those dogs is the reason that girl is still alive.
She just said she smelled smoke, and the dog, we call her Big Mama. She came in and started pouncing on her, and the whole house was filled with smoke. In the living room, ceiling had already collapsed in.
It happened around 8 o'clock this morning. Luckily, the 12-year-old's mom was watching from work as her daughter was getting ready for school. She was able to speak to her daughter through a connected camera and guided her out of the smoke-filled home from miles away.
So my daughter, via camera from work, had to talk her through to go up the house because it was pitch black inside.
Tar is scattered throughout the house. Even hours after the fire, the smell of smoke is so strong it's difficult to stay inside for too long. The neighbor who shares a duplex says he could smell the smoke from his home.
Our department made us evacuate and things for the smoke that was inside. So.
The young girl is now being treated at Golisano Children's Hospital and is expected to be okay. Unfortunately, the family lost everything inside the home due to smoke and water damage. We're still working to learn what caused the fire, but the family thinks there was an electrical malfunction. Local in Cape Coral, Hope Salmon, NBC2.
A tragic story coming to us from Jacksonville. After the deaths of 3 apes in the last week, the staff at the zoo are closely working to contain the outbreak of Shigella. WFOX's Jake Stoffen reports on the infection.
Following the recent deaths of 3 great apes at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens from a bacterial infection called Shigella, zoo staff are attempting to treat the apes currently fighting off the bacterial infection and get the outbreak under control.
It's normally something found in the intestines, and Shigella is a significant problem in primates.
Dr. Jim Wellahan is a professor of veterinary medicine at the University of Florida, specializing in wildlife medicine and bacteriology. He says Shigella, which is similar to E. coli, poses a risk not only to great apes like the ones impacted at the Jacksonville Zoo, but also to humans. But he says the risk to the public in this case is likely quite low.
The zoo is going to have a good biosecurity protocols in place, both for the protection of people and the protection of the animals.
As for why this particular infection managed to claim the lives of 3 apes in such a short time span, Wellahan speculated the particular Shigella strain could potentially be more resistant to common treatments.
Resistant Shigella is a growing problem.
Additionally, the zoo noted in a Facebook post both bonobos who died from the infection had heart conditions that made them more susceptible to the disease. Wellahan says he has confidence zoo staff will be able to contain the outbreak and hopefully prevent any future loss of life.
To keep things from being transmitted both ways. We present a significant risk to great apes, and anything that they can get, we can usually get to.
That was WFOX's Jake Stoffen reporting. The great ape enclosures have been closed to the visitors while the zoo deals with this outbreak.
And 1 person was hospitalized after a flight made an emergency landing due to severe weather conditions. On Wednesday, a flight from Cancun to Chicago stopped in Memphis due to extreme turbulence. The person hospitalized is in non-critical condition. Others were offered treatment but declined as they felt okay. The flight back to Chicago resumed later in the afternoon.
And now to our sports segment. The Marlins had high hopes for back-to-back wins in the high altitude of the Rocky Mountains.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
His spirit and who he was is going to live on, and it's going to impact a lot of people.
The same physical danger that is plaguing football at the professional level is an increasing danger for high school and even middle school players. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Whatever gets you talking. There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
It doesn't get the same level of attention as it does in the NFL, but head injury has become a quiet killer for school-age football players. After yet another tragic football-related team death on a middle school football field, parents worry about letting their children continue to play the sport.
CNN's Laura Aguirre has more on the story, including how a grieving father started a campaign to keep these kids safe on the gridiron.
You wish it was a bad dream that you could wake up from?
Ryan Craddock's 13-year-old son, Cohen, was an 8th grader at Madison Middle School in Boone County, West Virginia.
Loved to make other people happy. He liked to, joke.
He also loved playing football, and that's what Craddock says his son was doing last Friday when he took a hard hit during practice that led to a brain bleed and swelling. Cohen died Saturday, making him the 3rd student football player to die nationwide this month alone.
He was the one that always had a smile on his face.
That same Friday, in Selma, Alabama, 16-year-old quarterback Caden Tallier suffered a fatal brain injury during his season opener.
His spirit and who he was is going to live on, and it's going to impact a lot of people.
And earlier this month, 14-year-old Samaj Wilkins died after experiencing a medical emergency during football practice drills in Coffee County, Alabama, according to the county coroner. These tragic losses are just the latest in the U.S. The National Center for Catastrophic Sport Injury Research says 16 players died in 2023, ranging from youth league to college age. 13 of those confirmed to be related to football activities, causes like traumatic brain injuries, heat stroke, and sudden heart or lung failures. Cohen Craddock's father is channeling his grief into action, saying he will campaign to have players provided with guardian caps to offer extra head protection during tackles.
I don't want anybody else to experience this.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The Bats were swinging a mile high in Denver, but not in the Marlins' favor as it was a messy game against the Rockies. Miami Derek Hill got the offense started with a solo home run to give the Marlins a 1-0 lead. The game was close up to the 6th inning where Colorado scored 3 runs. Miami also had 4 defensive errors which cost them the game. The final score was Marlins 2, Colorado 8. The final game of the series will be today at 3:10 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak and we're coming right back.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak today. I'm Valentina Gaspari.
And I'm Alejandro Marquina. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.